What's going on, y'all? So this is going to be the third part in my little vlog mini-series for my DCIM capstone class. And like I mentioned in the last video, I'm going to be talking about 3D printing in this video and how that meshes with the fashion industry and technology and streetwear. So if you want to read the articles, I'll list them in the description below. It's going to be right here, or right below. So if you want to check those out, see where my opinions lie, even read up on it even more, you can go ahead and do that. So first of all, what's 3D printing? So 3D printing is the process of using a physical machine and using its virtual dimensions and measurements and using that to print in a layered formation something new or something that you have based on the computer design. So virtual to physical. So in terms of fashion, you may be wondering, how could this be integrated in fashion? Well, 3D printing is slowly making its mark in general, because it's something that's a lot newer than just regular clothing or regular building with metals or woods or different types of plastics, right? So the thing about 3D printing is it's using resin, so it's like a material that you can recycle and you can reuse over and over again. So the thing with 3D printing, which I'm going to get into later, it's that it's very rigid and very more like a harder material, so it's a little durable. So in terms of fashion, it's really more used on the accessories side of things. So watches, jewelry, earrings, glasses, things of that nature, things that are small, that aren't as big as, you know, a hoodie or a t-shirt, are being used in 3D printing. One of my favorite brands, Adidas, has something called the Future Craft 4D. So in terms of the top piece of the shoe, it's made out of either cloth or leather, but the bottom piece, most bottom pieces of shoes are made out of a certain type of foam. And in terms of comfortability, that's good. But over time, that foam wears down, right? And in the fashion, it's all about the look. But nowadays, as fashion has moved forward, especially with the digital era, we're also very into the comfy sort of side, being comfortable, being safe in your own clothing. Just very in very general aspects, just wearing shoes that you want to wear, opposed to, oh, those are the latest thing or those are the nicest thing. It really depends on the user, but it's meant on the more comfortable side. So they made something called the Future Craft 4D. The Future Craft 4D is basically reinventing that midsole that I was talking about in the sneaker. It uses 3D printing, and it meshes it in a way that different lines cross across the entire midsole continuously over and over again. You could see it in the article below, but there's a lot of openings, and that's to let air go through. That's to make it more lightweight. The thing about foam is, like I mentioned, it wears down over time, but it's also significantly more heavier than anything that is 3D printed. The 3D printed, it's been proven for the Adidas shoes, have been proven to create a more durable, more responsive feeling. So being a more advanced technology, even though it costs a little more, because of the 3D printing, it's still going to be something that is going to last a longer time. It's not going to show signs of wear. So, and it adapts to the individual. So foam, especially on something like the Adidas Ultra Boost, those wear down a lot faster over time, depending on the use. If you're a runner, it's going to wear down a lot more. For, in a sense, a larger person, it'll wear down more than if it were on a lighter person. Very general things that happen with shoes. But with 4D, it keeps that same responsiveness. So they're intertwined. The 3D printing's intertwined to a way that will act upon how you use it, act upon the way you move, the way you run, and it's responsive. It'll stay that responsive the entire duration that you use the shoe. In terms of just accessories for 3D printing, like I mentioned before, watches, jewelry, earrings, things of that nature, these are good substitutes for what we have right now in terms of accessories for watches that replaces any type of leather, that replaces any type of metals in a mechanical or automated watch that costs a lot of money to make. Instead of having to go and get repairs, items can be 3D printed. At Rutgers, we have a printing studio that our creator maker studio, that there's a 3D printer there which you can use in the Honor College in order to print different things out. So I know it's a little difficult because it involves designing online, but if you can find designs online to 3D print, you can be able to reuse those items. In terms of like jewelry, like I was mentioning, bracelets, necklace, earrings, 3D printing is just another way to show style. So instead of using those high-priced metals, high-priced leathers, you can use 3D printed materials. And at the end of the day, in order to get that feel of, or that aesthetic of a metal or a leather, it's just a matter of painting in a different color, using a different resin. The reason why it's harder to use this with clothes, and I've been talking about accessories, because accessories are more rigid, durable. They're not really as flimsy as a t-shirt or hoodie would be, as this is very pliable, whereas my glasses are not. They're very sturdy. So the difficulty with 3D printing is that in the future, hopefully this will change, but it's that rigid feeling. A lot of people don't like that rigid feeling, especially they want to feel comfortable. So it's about moving forward from that rigid feeling. Yes, these integrations are going to be continuously coming out, especially with accessories, but we have to see it more in clothing. So the clothing looks very abstract, as you can see in the other article below, and it's just a matter of how to integrate this into clothing. I understand going from regular clothing, so cotton, polyester, things of that mesh, things of that nature, to 3D printing, but I feel as if it should be a lapse. 3D printing items sell very quickly because they're new, but if they're slowly integrated into regular clothing until there's a point where it's only 3D printed, there's going to be a slow progression towards saving in terms of the business aspects, in terms of the individual themselves. And next thing you know it, we're going to have completely 3D printed clothing, 3D printed accessories, stuff that we can replace with the snap of a finger. So, I hope y'all like that. Like I said, the articles are below. In our next video, we are going to be talking about basically the fitness side of technology in the fashion industry, and how that has integrated itself into clothing and into streetwear. So I hope, like I said, I hope y'all enjoyed. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.